so many people here to support Jody Jamieson, who are a wonderful candidate for Dumfriesshire Clydesdale Tweeddale. And to say a few words, we're really grateful to Patrick Harvey, co-convener of the Scottish Green Party, to come and welcome the new launch of the campaign. So Patrick, I'll hand over to you.
Thank you very much. One of the absolute joys that we've had in the Green Party of late is the chance to go to places in the country where it's possible to have a room full of Green activists that we maybe didn't know before. People who hadn't been part of the Green Party and are starting to get involved and take an interest. The party's membership is now over 8,500, and that's been a fantastic, exciting and challenging time, because if you join an organisation with a couple of thousand members, then you're coming into a network of people who know each other and have got a sense of what they're all doing and their skills and so on. If 7,000 people join an organisation all at once, then we've basically got a new organisation. We've got a new party in very large measure. It's going to continue to advocate for the values that the Green Party stood for since donkey's years ago, when my mum was an activist and there were probably about 100 members in Scotland. It's going to continue to be a constructive voice, but a challenging voice as well in Scottish politics. I think it's important to try and do both of those. But we're going to be doing that with a great many more colleagues. We're going to be doing that with the chance to have active local campaigning up and down the country on a scale that we've never had. And that's what we've been missing. We've been convinced for a long, long time that there's a big latent Green vote out there, a big level of support that we've not been turning into votes, that we've not been turning into X's on pieces of paper on election day. And that's largely because we're not there, knocking on people's doors, active in every community. As a very small party, we haven't been able to do that. Now, as a bigger party, we're going to be able to, if we can take in all of this energy, all of these skills and talents and the ideas of our new members, and encourage people to get out there and campaign actively around the country. And if we are the people who knock on folks' doors at election times and smile and talk some sense and put over some good positive ideas, then that latent Green vote that's out there, that support for Green ideas, is going to show itself on the ballot boxes and on election days. And we know that there's an appetite for the policies and ideas that the Green Party represents, because if you look at all of these online systems where people vote for policies, not for party badges, where they say what kind of ideas they want, what kind of society, what kind of economy they want, Greens very often are way out in front, particularly among younger voters, but not only among younger voters. There's umpteen people who think, wouldn't it be sensible if we ran our own railways? Maybe even to parts of the country like this. Wouldn't it be fantastic if at least part of the energy industry that's making so much profit was putting that profit back into the common good? If we owned collectively at community level or at council level at least part of the energy industry, rather than just thinking of it as a place to sink ever more money as we pay the bills every few months and store up ever more resentment. And we could be using the profit from that industry instead to invest in the low carbon, low waste society that we need. That's the best way of saving money in the long term. So we know that a lot of people have got appetite for these policies and these ideas, and we just need the chance to go out and persuade them to vote for it. Mm-hmm. Just in terms of where we are in this neck of the woods, actually on the bus down from Edinburgh, I was remembering that it's well over 10 years since I took that bus route. I've been in Peebles more recently. I was here during the referendum campaign, but that bus route I took just before the 2003 election. This is just before I got elected. And the Scottish Police Federation were having a conference, and they wanted a panel of parties to do a Q&A with them. And so I went down there, and on the bus, field after field after field was full of Tory party hoardings. Coming from Glasgow, I wasn't used to that. Their candidate that year was a Mr. Dinny. And so my smile grew broader and broader and broader as I passed all these fields saying, Denny, vote Conservative. Well, as it happens, they didn't that year. And so, you know, I hope Mr. Denny is well and has got himself a new poster designer since then. But, you know, I think very often there's communities around Scotland where there is an appetite for the ideas that the Green Party represents, where we can connect with people, but folk are being offered. People are offered. People have been voting for particular parties from left to right of the spectrum because they're familiar, because they're on offer, or for tactical reasons. You know, vote this, get that. How many messages have you heard in the run-up to this election? You can't vote for these guys because you get those guys. Well, you can't vote for those guys because you get these guys. You can't vote for them because you get the other lot. And it's a circular argument. It's, you know, I think that kind of tactical voting message is what's led to the broken political system that the UK's got. And it's about time we encourage people and inspire people to vote for what they really believe in. So, right now, in the coming months, Jody, you're going to have the chance to connect with folk in this community, as Green candidates are up and down Scotland, with the highest number of Westminster candidates that we've ever had in a Westminster election before. You're going to have the chance to encourage people to see that they can vote for what they believe in, and that very often, whether they knew it or not, a lot of what they believe in is what we're standing for. So can I ask you all to welcome Jody, candidate for, I'm not going to remember it, Dumfriesshire Clydesdale and Tweeddale.
So I first can I say thanks very much for coming along. That round of applause always throws me off. You know, most people know that I host the quiz downstairs on a Thursday night, and you notice when I finish I go, thank you very much, blah blah blah, and then turn the music on so I don't have to hear the round of applause again. So I suppose I'll have to get used to that as well. I think 12 months ago I never thought I would be doing anything like this, to be honest, but the way Scotland is now, everything's changed, and there's new ideas come across as well. The independence referendum was a binary choice, but there were more than binary ideas behind it, and people like Patrick are the people who have inspired people like myself to get involved here. I mean, for me, I'd voted Green before. I'd voted Green on the Holyrood list, I'd voted Green in Council, I'd voted Green in the European elections as well. But the inspiration to actually join the party and get active is completely different. And again, that sort of experience is what happens in the ballot box as well. People look at the Green and go, I like that idea, I like it, but I need to do this. Like, we're talking about policy as well. And it's the amount of people that we are speaking to who are saying, if you vote for this, you're going to get this, if you vote for this, you're going to get that. And you speak to people as well who are going to say, I'd like to vote Green, but I have to vote like this, and you feel like saying, well, if you voted Green, if everybody who said that voted Green, you'd probably get Green. And people like the ideas that we've got as well. I mean, the most important things we're talking about, like Patrick said, renationalising rail, talking about a £10 minimum wage from by 2020. These are the type of things that people are supporting, but these are the type of things that if you do take the binary choice of electing a Prime Minister instead of an MP and you're looking at Labour or Conservative, these are the ideas that you're not going to get. This is absolutely what you're not going to get. With the Greens, we have to make sure that we accentuate for the Westminster election. We're looking at Holyrood. The latest polling has us adding about 15 MSPs. Look at the work that Patrick and Alison have done in Holyrood. 2 people out of 129. 2 people out of 129 in the last 4 years, and the work has been fantastic. So we are hoping to add to that presence a little bit. It's going to be very difficult with the first past the post, but we are going to do everything that we can to make sure that we get that voice across. So we just have to make sure that we're speaking to everybody in the community, making sure we can get as many people here involved as possible who would like to help us spread that message. And I don't want this to be too formal today, to be honest. I just want people to have a chat and see what they want to do, to be honest. I don't think it needs to be anything too formal. I don't think I need to stand up here for half an hour and tell you why you need to vote Green. I think you would get bored and tune out after about 5 minutes, to be honest, if you haven't already. But yeah, like I say, I just want, as Mick said about vote for policies, the latest vote for policy site has only been live for 48 hours for the 2015 general election. But if you look at the Dumfriesshire, Clydesdale and Tweeddale constituency, we would win and the Tories would struggle to get their deposit back if they voted that way. If they voted that way. So the message is very easy to spread. The message is really easy to spread. We have the most popular policies in the UK. Gone by, if you vote for blind policies, people come out Green. They don't come out Labour, they don't come out Conservative. So I just want as many people as possible who are willing to help us out over the next 11 weeks to spread that message. Because if we are looked at as a wasted vote, we will always be a wasted vote. If we are looked at as a party who can make that positive difference, and that party who can be that shining light in Westminster, in Holyrood, in Council, if you vote Green, that's exactly what you're going to get, and that's what we're looking for going forward. In the UK at the moment, we have 650 MPs. MP of the year for 2014 was our one Green MP, out of 650. That says exactly what's going to happen if you start electing Green people. So the more that we get the message across over the next 11 weeks, the more chance we've got in making some traction here, and I hope that you guys that have come up here can be very valuable going forward. If there's anything that you can do, just come and speak to me. But I think I'm just going to wrap up, to be honest, because I could bore you and could go around in circles. But thank you. I want to say thank you to everybody for coming along. I want to thank Tim for. Tim's going to be my election agent going forward. He's kept me very busy. Tim's far more organised than me, so he's going to be very valuable, and he's got tremendous ideas. Sarah for coming down from Edinburgh. Sarah is Peebles High School, so you know it's not the only one. Sarah's going to be standing in Edinburgh North and Leith for Westminster as well, so hopefully we can make some traction up there as well. Jim played some music down at the stall today, fantastic, and we've also got, if anybody heard it, by the way, to be honest, I was just standing there quite enjoying myself, to be honest. But I mean, we've got
and the best tunes.
Best policies and best tunes. What more can you ask for? But it's been the amount of people that have came through far and wide. Pauline's our candidate for Berwickshire, Roxburgh and Selkirk. Steve that came down all the way from Ayrshire. This is the network of people that we've got that are willing to come out on a Saturday afternoon to Peebles to help us out. Patrick came down from Glasgow, Sarah from Edinburgh, Steve from Ayrshire, Pauline from Duns. These are the type of people that are the future, absolutely the future of British politics. And I'd like to thank everybody for coming along. If there's anything you want to know about Greens and what you can do going forward, these are your people to speak to, alright? So, but anyway, I'm going to wrap up just now because I tried to do that 2 minutes ago. Thank you very much for coming along. Come and speak to us. I don't want this to be too formal. Come and get a drink and speak to us, alright? But thank you for coming along, and I hope you enjoy your day. Thank you.